Hey guys, it's Sona here again. First of all, I want to apologize because it took me a very long time, over a week, to record my second video. But I have been so busy, you guys. I'm so sorry about that. It's just, as you guys know, YouTube takes a lot of time, and I just, I didn't have that time. But I'm hoping that from now on I'll be a little better when it comes to recording my videos and just posting them. Also, I want to say that it's funny because I was talking basically for like good 30 minutes, I think, and then I realized that for some reason my recording was off, so I had not, I guess, clicked on that play button, and then it wasn't recording. So I was like, yeah, I'm done recording, and I'm looking to see if it was recorded. It was not. So anyways, but I'm hoping this one is. So let me check. Okay, it is recording. Perfect. Okay, so today I want to talk about something that is actually very concerning for me. I've been noticing this trend a lot lately, or maybe it was just always there, but it's just me. I've been more noticing it lately for the last few years, especially among a lot of young people, among teenagers, and just people in college generally. I've been noticing that people tend to compare themselves a lot to other people, and in my opinion, that has been, I've noticed, causing a lot of depression. And I was trying to understand why, or why they're doing that in the first place, or how they should stop doing that. But what I'm seeing is there's a lot of pressure by the families of just young people in general, and just a lot of societal pressure, or it could be, social media. Well, that's probably a topic for another video. But overall, whatever the reasons are, when you do that in general, that tends to make you feel that you're not good enough, that you are not smart enough, that you're not pretty enough, that you're not rich enough, and you should be doing more and more, and whatever you're doing is not enough. But I think overall, thriving for something better, for something good, is great. It's amazing. But when you are doing that because you think that you are behind somebody else, as far as like your looks, your finances, your grades, or whatever it is that you're doing it, like if you're doing it because you see someone else is better than you, then let me tell you one thing: you will never be satisfied, because there is always going to be somebody there who is smarter than you, somebody who's richer than you, somebody who's prettier than you, and whatever adjective that you want to put, someone's going to be more than that, better than that. So you will never be able to catch up with the world. You're basically trying to run a marathon against the whole world, and you will never win. So this is something that I think all of us, especially young people, should be able to understand, okay? And the reason why I think people tend to do that, I mean, there's a lot of reasons beyond, for that. That's probably a topic for another video. But the reason why I think mainly people do this is because they are not satisfied with themselves. They are not happy with themselves. And they just keep comparing. I'm not saying not to thrive, to, be smarter or study harder, or but if you're doing it because you know, someone else is better than you, because you were trying to beat someone else, then you should not be doing that. That's what I'm saying. And again, in my understanding, because for me, a lot of issues, especially when there's mental issues, are tied to spiritual issues. So we are a body and a soul, right? So even though you have a body and you have a soul, those two act together. So a lot of things the body is doing is affecting the soul, and a lot of things that soul wants to do is affecting the body. So you gotta be satisfied with yourself, and that only comes internally. That only comes when your soul is satisfied. And in my understanding and in my opinion, there's always going to be a hole in everyone's heart until that hole or emptiness is filled with God. Okay, you have to be satisfied with yourself by being filled with God. And that's what's going to make you think that you are good enough. That's what's going to stop you from comparing yourself to others and being depressed because you see someone is a little bit smarter than you, someone's a little richer than you, or someone's like a little whatever it is that's better, more than you are, okay? So basically, above all, you need to have that internal satisfaction, that internal being internally filled with God and just be happy with yourself. And this term, I feel like it's being just misused so much. It's become like a cliche, love yourself and then not to compare yourself to others, or basically in order not to compare yourself to others. But a lot of people just misuse that term. What does it mean to love yourself? A lot of people just take it like something like selfish. Oh, everything's about me, I gotta put myself first, I gotta do this for me first. No, that's not. There's a lot of ways you could love yourself. Some people love themselves by serving others, and that's how they love themselves. Some people just find different ways of doing that. I don't want to go into that. That's a whole different topic and a whole different video that we will be able to talk about later. But above everything, just be satisfied and be filled with God. Okay. So it's interesting how when I was contemplating and I was thinking about today's topic, and for the last few days, I've been having these thoughts in my head and preparing what I'm going to say. And it felt like an answer to my prayers because today the pastor or the priest at the church was also talking about some of the things that kind of resonated with my own thoughts and what I had been kind of thinking for the last few days. And I think he is right in a way that when we are able to be grateful for what we have, then is when we are going to be happy with ourselves and we are going to stop comparing ourselves to other people. And it could be like little things, okay? Like, I don't know, let me say just the fact that you have a bed to sleep in, you have food to eat, you have clothes to wear, and just a lot of things. Just you're able to walk and go out and just, see the sun. You have eyes, you have hands, you have feet. All these things that we very often take for granted are the things that we should be grateful for and we should be happy about and just be satisfied. Interestingly, the priest was preaching about this verse from the Bible, which you guys can find in Matthew. It's from chapters 14, 13 to 21. So, chapter 14, numbers, verse 13 to 21. So, this verse is talking about that miracle where Jesus feeds the 5,000. And actually, when it says 5,000, it's just counting the men, and there's actually there are children and women there too, so it's probably around like 10,000 or more people. So what happens is like Jesus is preaching and there are a lot of people following him, and it gets really late, and the apostles come to Jesus and say, oh, it's really late, let these people go so they can go, they're hungry, so they can go find food. And Jesus tells them to tells the apostles to feed the people, and they say, oh, but we only have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and we can't do that. And what Jesus does, he takes the loaves of bread and the 2 fish, blesses it, say thank you to Father, and gives it to the apostles to distribute among the people, and everyone eats. So the key word here is this: everyone ate and was satisfied. Okay, that word satisfied, I want to stress that. So what God gave them, they ate, even though it was physical, they ate the food and were satisfied. So God gave them something and they were satisfied with it. I want you guys to keep this in mind and just kind of focus and think about this a little bit. God gives us something that we take and we should be satisfied. And this leads me to the next thought, that whatever we have, we need to be satisfied with. We need to be thankful for, because we have that. It's a blessing and we did not earn it. And we need to be happy about that and just be thankful that we have it. We should not take those things for granted. And interestingly, the priest told us a story today, which goes like this. It's actually a real story that happened a few years ago. There was this bishop who, he's doing well, healthy, is able to walk and all these things. And he gets into a bad accident, a bad car accident, where he is paralyzed from his low back and down. So basically lower half of his body is paralyzed and he's not able to walk. And he's basically on wheelchair now, and is the director of the choir in the church. And few months or days after that accident, when he's on wheelchair, people from that church approach him and say, "Oh, we just want to see how it feels, or how do you feel about the fact that you were able to walk and do all these things, that now you are basically stuck on this wheelchair and you're not able to move." And what Bishop tells them was just something that just stayed with me. And he says, "You know what? I'm on a wheelchair, but God gave me this corner and this whole world, and I'm able to still be here, direct this choir, and be of service in some way. And I'm grateful for that." And I thought that was just so amazing. The fact that this person, being on a wheelchair, is still able to be thankful and just be grateful and know that whatever he has, whatever small thing, job, place that God gave him, he is able to use that and still do good or still do something meaningful. And I just thought to share that with you guys and just remind you that we all have something, okay? We don't just have one thing, we have many things that we could use and we could utilize to do good, to do better, and just be happy about that and just be grateful for what we have. And just never think that we're not good enough and that, someone else is better. Yes, someone else is always going to be better than us, but it doesn't mean that we should stop doing what we're doing and that we should feel depressed about that and that we should, try to beat this person and just like run ahead of them. There are people you could look up to. They could motivate you. They could make you feel, they could make you do better and just better yourself in general. That's different. And that's something that I definitely encourage and recommend you guys do. But never do something for the sake of just being better than one person. Like, I don't know, like you're driving, let's say, a Toyota and your cousin's driving a BMW. That doesn't mean that you should just do everything and anything to buy a more expensive car than that person. Or someone, you got like 97 on your test, and somebody got a 98. Oh, next time you should kill yourself just to get a 99 or 100 just to beat that person. Just do the things that are good, that will make you happy, but not because you are doing it for the heck of running ahead of someone else. That will never bring you satisfaction and happiness. You should find that satisfaction and happiness within your stuff. That comes from within, and it's only filled with God, okay? So I just want you guys to remember this and just know that whoever you are, whatever you have, you are amazing and God loves you. And He loves you in a way as if you were the only creature in this whole universe. That's how much He loves you. And as soon as we understand that, as soon as we get that into our heads, I think we will stop comparing ourselves to others in a way that will bring us depression negativity and just will bring us down in any way. So yeah, that was the message that I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys share it to your other friends and whoever that you will encounter. And thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys soon next time.